Hey everybody, how you doing? Brett Beinke here. Welcome back to the channel. Doing a little pre-season scouting for the Wisconsin deer opener, and as you can see, windy, and I'm in the thick stuff. A lot of blowdowns, and I'm on public ground. There's a real nice rub right here. That's a nice bigger deer doing that, but it is thick, it is gnarly, and I think this is where I want to be. So I was just doing a little bit of scouting here this morning. 11:30. This looks good. Looks really good. So the scouting shall continue. Hey everybody, kind of a nice looking spot right here. I set up in here somewhere. Anything walking across here I'd get a nice shot at. And then right over here there's actually a really nice scrape. It's not fresh, it's older, but it's like 10 feet from here. And they're sneaking through right in here. And even though it's windy out, it's pretty protected. So, another option. Morning everybody. Brett Beinke here. Welcome back to the channel. It's opening morning of the 2020 Wisconsin firearm deer season. I'm on public ground and quite a bit of shooting going on already. Before light, I heard several deer walking around me, and 10 minutes before shooting time there's a guy that's maybe 150 yards away that spooked one and ran right by me here. My buddy Gary is off that way, probably about another 150 yards. And I'm on the ground, nestled up in a wind-blown tree. I fell onto a buckbrush. It's a pretty good ground height. I'm standing up, but when I sit down, there's not much of me showing. And I got a nice log here for a rest. The direction I'm looking right now is where that deer ran through. So, here's hoping to some action here this morning. Public hunting, if you look down the trail. Right in front, there's a guy that walked around me, said hi, in the dark, and then set up 100 yards away from me right off the shooting trail here that I'm hunting off of. All the joys of public hunting. But all the joys of nature. Back in a bit. Alright, everybody. Well, we got one down. Happened kind of fast and I was kind of surprised. So we had this guy that was set up on us not that far away, and he just left. And shortly after he left, I was just sitting there hanging out, and from right where he was at, I could see a deer come up, and I could see no horns, and I've got doe tags. So I took a shot and I connected. So we're gonna see what might actually go across this side. Now I have knee boots on, but that's typical. I've got them rolled up. Yeah, that guy just left, or he would have shot this deer. There's a scraper here. I was kind of thinking of walking over here and decided to stay where I was at. Right on this trail where the deer went across this morning before shooting. Nice though. It was right here in this clearing when I shot it. No, the guy was right in these trees earlier. So nice though. Alright, everybody. I'm back in my hide here. So here's how this all kind of happened. Remember when I was showing you the guy earlier? I was sitting right down my clearing. He kind of walked around me and I was kind of disappointed because even for a safety perspective, 50% of my shots I couldn't take because he's in the line of the path. So, and I don't know what he was thinking because he knew I was here. So the same should have been true for him, that any deer this way he couldn't shoot. There, you know, as I went over there where he was at, there's some pretty good stuff, but technically he was also on private ground off of public, because the public ends in there a little bit. So I think he actually, based on what I could see off of my charts, he might have technically been on, I'm almost positive he was on private. But nonetheless, he got up and left, and it wasn't, 20 minutes, half hour tops later, a doe by herself walked in, was going to cut across this creek, this little drainage here, right where he was at. He would have had a 30-yard shot tops. And since he wasn't there, I had a nice clean shot, and all safe, and I took the shot, and could tell immediately the deer hit and ended up doing a heart shot. The deer went a total of maybe 20 yards and expired right away. So when I came up on it, it had nerves kicking, but that was about it. It had expired right away. So a nice, clean, ethical kill. I got it processed, and it's sitting by the edge of the creek right now. I went back into my hide and thought, if a buck starts coming up behind her, might as well get back in and continue to hunt. Eventually I'll head back to the truck and get my toboggan and come back in here and haul her out that way. But I still have a buck tag, and I still have actually a couple of doe tags yet. So we're off to a great start. Was a little bit skeptical this morning. I knew I had a pretty good spot, but with that guy setting up right next to me like he did, I thought I was in for a long day, so it became a waiting game. And sure enough, like most typical hunters, by 9:30 he got happy feet and climbed out of the tree and took off, and then I had my opportunity. So I'm gonna keep in my hide. I got a pretty good spot, and see if I can get another one. Man, it didn't take long. There's a raven sitting right above where the deer. I left the deer at the spot, so I'm gonna come and get it later. It's just right in front of me. But right at the gut pile there's a raven sitting in the trees right above it. Just wondering how long it's gonna take before it drops down. Found it instantly. I'm sure it would have already been down there if it wasn't for the fact the deer's body is still there. Nothing goes to waste in nature. Right now that raven knows exactly where that spot is, and when I take that out, it's going to be coming here looking to clear that out. What a gorgeous opening morning compared to the poor hunters that hunted Minnesota, where it was very high winds and nasty weather. It was low to mid 20s this morning with no wind whatsoever, crystal clear out. Now there's a slight breeze, probably 5 miles an hour or so from the west. But overall, this is a gorgeous day to be out. So I saw the raven just took off. Oh, there's two of them there. Yeah, as soon as I move that, I'm sure that deer is spooking them. As soon as that deer is out of there, they're going to be on top of that. So that's about it. We'll get back to the hunt here. I have noticed when I've been out here a few times that right in the middle of the afternoon, noon, 1 o'clock, I've been seeing bucks walking across the roads and stuff. So when I did that little quick walk over to the deer, there's scrapes and rubs all over this hillside to the right, all the way down there, just following this drainage here, this little creek bottom. So you got pretty good odds of getting another shot here if I just wait it out. So we'll chat later.